Okay, in this video I'm gonna talk about static NAT. So with static NAT we can translate an IP address into a single public address. So in other words, we can map, it is a one-to-one IP address mapping. So let's take a look at the topology here. So we have a PC or client, and it's got an IP address of 192.168.1.100. And let's say that it's trying to access this server. For example, let's say that this is a web server. So its destination, its source address will be its own IP address, and the destination address will be this IP address here. And when traffic goes into router 1, router 1 will actually convert or translate the IP address, the private IP address, into, let's say, let's use this public IP address here, 5.5.5.2. So it's gonna be, the source IP address will be 5.5.5.2, and the destination IP address will be 7.7.7.7. So it's now a public IP address, so it's going to be routable on the internet. And when traffic goes back to R1, R1 will actually translate back the public IP address. Of course, when the traffic goes back, the destination address will be just vice versa. The reverse. The destination IP address will be 5.5.5.2, and the source will be that IP address there. And R1 knows that it knows how to convert this public IP address here into the original private IP, which is 192.168.1.100. So that's how static NAT basically works. So let's talk about how to configure it. So the configuration is pretty easy. You just have to identify your IP NAT inside interface, which in this case, this is the interface gigabit 1/1 is the IP NAT inside, and interface gigabit 1/0 is the IP NAT outside interface. And this is how you actually configure the source IP address and you actually configure the NAT inside source and the public IP address. So basically the mapping of the IP address and the public IP address. So IP NAT inside and source. Of course, this is static, so static, and this is our private IP, and like I said earlier, this is our public IP here, and that's it. You can verify it by doing a show IP NAT translations. And by the way, we've got names of NAT IP addresses. So inside, we've got 4 names of NAT IP addresses. And number 1 is inside local. This is basically this IP address here, because inside, this is basically where the IP address is configured, and local or global, local meaning private IP, global is public IP. So in this case, inside local, basically this here, because the IP address is configured on our local network, and local, like I said, is private IP, and inside global is basically this IP address here and here, but we are using, this public IP as our in this example. So this is going to be the public IP or inside global, and outside local meaning the IP address, the private IP address that is configured outside of our network, But this is, we will see this if NAT is configured on the other side or on the destination network. And number 4, outside global. So outside of our network, and global is public IP. So basically this is basically outside global is just referencing to this IP address here. So yeah, so let me just say it again. So inside local is this IP, inside global is this IP, and outside local we don't have a private IP that is configured on the outside of our network, and we do have a public IP that is configured or we are trying to reach outside of our network, which is this IP here. So yeah, that's how you configure static NAT. In the next video, I'm gonna talk about dynamic NAT. But for now, thanks for watching. Bye.